Okay, welcome. Hey, welcome to the Stuart Cohen Group Travel Power Hour. And I'm not Stuart. Don't confuse me with Stuart. He's a lot shorter than I am. People confuse the two of us when they see us together, but he's a little shorter. And he's on an assignment this week. He's somewhere up in the North Pacific somewhere. I don't know what he's doing. But he asked me to fill in today, so I said, happy to do so. We're good friends. I just hope I don't screw it up. I just hope that I'm not here to entertain or waste time. I want to get some things done today. And what Stuart said to me, he said, I usually start, Mike, with a couple of slides, and then I go right over to the Q&A. Okay, so that's what we're going to do today, is I'm going to show you a couple of slides to get the ball rolling. We're going to be here 60 minutes or maybe a little less than that together. And I want to just get the ball rolling. And here's what I want to do. I want to share with you some need-to-know nuggets. How's that? Some need-to-know nuggets. And very quickly, and these are points that I think are going to help you grow your business. But very quickly, I'm going to go through these nuggets. And there's 9 of them. Number 1, only 3 things can happen, folks, when you meet people for the first time. Only 3 things, okay? And that's it. Like, don't complicate this. They can feel better having known you. They can feel worse meeting you, or they can feel neutral or blasé. And obviously, our strategy as entrepreneurs, when we meet prospects, the right prospects, we want them to feel better having met us because we're bringing value into their life, not into their life. You met me, I'm bringing value into your life. Better, neutral, or worse. Nobody has a strategy when you meet somebody at a networking event. I'm going to make this person feel better having met me. And if you need a quick little tidbit of how that's done, get out of you and into them. Ask them questions, look them in the eye, get interested in their life. Okay, number 2. What initial questions do prospects have when they meet you for the first time? What they do is they look at you and to themselves, they say, can I trust this guy? In my case, can I trust this guy? You know, he's a salesman, he's a marketing guy, he's an advertiser, he's an author, whatever he is. Can I trust this guy? That's number 1 that they ask you. Number 2, they're going to say, does this guy know what he's talking about? Or in your case, this gal, do they know what they're talking about? Can I trust them? And do they know what they're talking about? Those are the first 2 questions. And the third question that they're going to ask themselves when they meet you for the first time is, do they care about me? Do they care about me? And the quick fix here is look people in the eye, get interested in them. Don't guess. If you know something, share it. Don't guess, because if you get caught guessing, you're ruined for life. And don't lie, of course, we don't do that. And do you care about me? I ask you questions. I get into your life. I know all about me. I don't need to hear me talk about me. I already know me. I want to know about you. This one is the one sentence or phrase or message that people through the last 30, 35 years have carried with them. I see this, I hear it all the time. Mike, I'll never forget this message you gave me. Here it is. There are only 2 types of people in the entire world. 7 billion plus people. 7 billion, that's a lot of people. And there's only 2 types in that 7 billion. Draw a line, 2 types. Left side, people you can help. Right side, people you can't help. That's it. Your job is to go find the people you can help. And I'll give you a little hint. There's fewer of those than there are of the people who you can't help. Okay? But those 2 types, that's it. People I can help, people I can't. Don't whine, don't complain, don't moan, don't regret about meeting somebody that you're not supposed to help or they don't want your help. Go on, find somebody that you can help, that wants your help, that appreciates your value to what you bring to the party. My 12-word marketing plan: get up, get out, and make more people glad they know you. Count them, 12 words. Get up, get out, and make more people glad they know you. Those are the 12-word marketing plan. That's all you need going into 2020 to grow a successful business. Get out of your office, get into the marketplace, and be a good person. There you go. Hey, there's a 4-word sales plan, even easier. Here it is. This works. Get other people talking. Bingo. That's it. You stop talking, you start you start listening to other people, and good things are going to happen. Get other people talking. Why? Because people love to talk. They love to hear themselves talk. Next one, people like people who like them. True. If you like me, I don't even know who you are, but if I hear that you like me, I like you. If I hear that you read my book and you loved my book, I don't even know who you are. I like you. People have a tendency, it's nature, If you like me, I like you. But it also works the other way. If you don't like me, I don't even know who you are. But if I hear that you don't like me, I don't like you. I don't have time for you because you don't like me. I don't like you. I don't have time. So become more likable. There's your strategy as we go into the next year. Become more likable. The rule of 7. People don't trust anybody today. All right. They don't trust ads. They don't trust anything. You have to earn trust, and earning trust takes time. And that's where the rule of 7 comes in. Now, the old rule of 7 said, if you want to do business with somebody, it takes 7 contacts over an 18-month period. 7 contacts, email, letter, phone call, hand-to-hand touch, whatever it is. 7 contacts over an 18-month period. Now, with all the noise in the world today, I think that the number 7, there's nothing magical about the number 7 or 18. It just means consistency without becoming over consistent, over boring, over obnoxious. You want to pace it out, space it out. It's a better word. But I think that 12 touches in every 18 months is closer to reality, because there's so much noise in the world today. People will forget you. Hey, here's one. When you're out of sight, you're out of mind. Remember that. I don't care about you until you come back into my world. When you come back into my world, then I focus on you for a short period of time. As soon as you leave, boom, I'm off to other things. This is going to sound a little terse to people who don't know me, but I'm going to say it because I believe it. Don't play to the wrong audience, folks. Now, this is what I'm going to tell you. People in general, I'm going to be politically correct here. People in general don't care about you. Okay, they don't care if you go out of business. They don't care if you land that next group business account. They don't care about you. I got my own problems. I have my own business. I have my own family. I have my own toothaches. They don't care about you. So when you play to the people that really don't care about you, you're wasting a lot of time. You want to focus on the people. Well, the only ones who really care about you, maybe, hopefully, a couple of people in your family. All right, there you go. Maybe a few care about you. But most people don't, because they're into their own world. So don't play to those people. You decide what you want to do. You decide how successful you want to be. You decide how visible you want to become. You decide what to propose. You decide what prospects to go after or what prospects not to go after. You learn to say yes when you want to say yes, and you say no when it's time to say no. You run your business because you're an entrepreneur running your business. And I'm going to say this and love it in my heart. I don't care about you. If you go out of business, I'm still going to eat regularly because I'm going to be doing the things that I need to do to build my business. So I'm just giving you a little whack in the head. Do what you need to do and don't play to the wrong audience. And then my last point is visibility. If I don't know you're alive, I can't possibly do business with you. That's the key. Job number 1 in November, in December, and all of 2020 and all of the rest of your life. If people don't know about you, they can't possibly choose to do business with you. So rather than go out and sell stuff, which is, I don't know what that means, sell stuff. Rather than go out and sell stuff, go out and become more visible. Because when you become visible, you're going to bump into those 2 kinds of people. People you can help and people you can't help. You're going to bump into people that are going to ask, could I trust the person? Does he know what he's talking about? Does he care about me? You're going to make people feel better that you came into their life. See, it all ties in. But visibility is very, very important. And that's the nuggets. As I wanted to kick off, I said 10 minutes. Bingo, I'm straight on target, 10 minutes. That's what I wanted to share with you before we go any further. Now, I bet you I didn't hit record. This session is being recorded. Oh, I did. Okay, this session is being recorded. Good for you, Mike. I don't know how I did that, but this session is being recorded, so we're good. All right, good. Boy, I just had a heart attack. Okay, so I had an email this morning. Yesterday, maybe this morning. I'll say this morning. Email this morning, and the woman was on my meeting yesterday. I had a meeting yesterday, and she said, "Mike, I really liked the meeting, and it was stimulated and motivated, and bump, but it really wasn't rocket science." And I had to laugh. I had to laugh because, folks, let's get something straight. Building your business, building your group business, go finding more groups. It's not rocket science. It's just logical process. It's logical process. It's not rocket science. I had to laugh. Anybody who knows me, and there's a lot of people on the line today who do know me, anybody who knows me for more than 6 seconds knows that I'm not a rocket scientist. Okay, you know that. I'm just a down-to-earth, basic, street-level guy shooting from the hip as he knows it. That's all I am. So it's not rocket science. Your business is the circle you see on the screen. I hope you see it. It's you on the left, and it's a prospect or customer on the right. There it is, right there. And you're going to make a connection between the two, and they can they like what you do, they value what you do, or they don't. And the question is, yes, I want to know more, or no, I don't. There's the model of your business. I don't know how to make that any simpler. It's your skills, your value, what you bring to the party, going out to find a prospect and delivering it to a customer, and either they're going to accept it or they're not going to accept it. And if they accept it, then you blow their brains out with service so they can then refer you to their relatives. And if they say no, you move on to the next step. And to me, that's the business. Okay, so, all right, enough of the opening dialogue. You know, they do that on the Tonight Show too. The guy comes out, talks a little bit, and then they go right to the message. So here's the mailbag. I know that you're going to put some questions in the question box, but before we do, to grease the skids, while you're thinking about it, these came in over the wire the last couple of days. And one of the questions was, can you give me some ideas for jump-starting prospecting for groups for 2020? And yes. Now, here's what I want to say about that. Number one, I underline your words, jump-starting, your words, 2020. We have the rest of October, all of November, and all of December to formulate a plan, that we can start jump-starting our program for 2020. Now, what I would do, here's my idea. I would go to Google, and I'd put in my zip code. In my case, Delray Beach, Florida is 33445 with the plus sign. And then I'd put associations, and I'd go and I'd get hundreds of associations within my zip code. I then would do the same thing with Google, my zip code, and I'd put in groups, and I would get another 2,000 places that I could contact if I wanted to. Then I'd go and I could do the same thing with maybe meetings groups. Why is that? Because that's where people, the group, there's a meeting, there's a club. I do a club, 33445 plus club. And what's going to happen is in the next 2.5 months, you're going to receive, thanks to Google, a number of places with their addresses, with their phone numbers in many cases, with their email addresses in many cases. You're going to have all of the targets within your area that you possibly could want. Now, I don't want you, or I wouldn't do it. This is what I would do. I wouldn't go out and try to sell them on the idea of a group. What I would do, and I'm going to tell you why, is I would contact them with a non-stressful and a non-pushy, non-manipulative approach and say, listen, I have a 20-minute travel-related topic. It involves Antarctica, it involves river cruising, it involves Alaska, it involves Disney, whatever your specialty is. And I would love to come to one of your meetings and share my knowledge about this topic, the goods, the bads, the overs and the outs, the tips, the places to see, the places not to see. I'd like to just fill in your audience on this particular subject on a quick meeting, 20 minutes. It could be lunch and learn, it could be after work, it could be anytime you want. I'm ready to do that for you, Mr. Club person, Mr. Meeting person, Mr. Organization person, Mr. Association person. So you're not selling, you're offering your expertise. Okay, it's a campaign. We're building this campaign. Then I would send that and follow up with a phone call. And they would either say yes or no, because that's the only thing they can do, yes or no, or maybe. Maybe they might say maybe. But then I would send the same people a postcard. Now, like I make postcards. There's a postcard I made. It's a little postcard right there. Okay, no big deal. A postcard. I would send them a postcard reminding them of the topic. You know, Antarctica, benefits of Antarctica. You know, I'd put some value on the postcard to keep me fresh in their mind as a potential speaker at a future meeting. Okay. Reason I'm doing this is because they don't know you from Adam now. So you have to become known and recognized as a good person, a fun person, a person who knows what they're talking about, and kind of step into that particular group. Then you'll know when it's time to suggest, hey, listen, why don't we offer a fundraiser? Why don't we offer an appreciation cruise or appreciation trip to your members? But they know you by now. See, it's not a foreign voice speaking. You know the group, and then you piece it together. That's what I would do. Now, here's why it's not going to work for you, because it sounds like work. See, too many people today, I have an idea, let's do it. Let's get a postcard, let's send it, boom, post, bing. That didn't work. Let's do something else. Let's have a trade show. That didn't work. Let's do something else. You have to slow down. And that's what's so beautiful about today is that you still have 2.5 months to think this thing through and make a campaign. I will send the letter. I will make the phone call. I will send the follow-up postcard. I will send the second follow-up postcard. I will send the third follow-up postcard. And then we're going to decide if we have to go any further or not. Now, you don't do this to 5,000 people because it'll kill you. When you go to Google, pick 10 to see what happens. Then pick another 10 to see what happens. Then pick another 10 to see what happens. Don't kill yourself. Just walk your way through this thing, knowing, just like you know at Easter that the eggs are out there somewhere. I'm telling you, there's a meeting planner, there's an association head, there's a club member, there's someone out there is waiting for you to contact them. You just don't know who they are. So you have to do some due diligence to go find them. But your next group trip is out there. You just have to go find them. So number two question I got, does direct mail still work? Well, that's an interesting question. I'm going to go to the next slide here. I did a little homework on that. And a prospect list, that we're talking about direct mail now. A prospect list is somebody that you don't know. It's like the Google. We're going to the Google and we're going to take names out of a Google and they're prospects. They don't know us, we don't know them. A house list is somebody who you've already have on your list. You already have them and you've approached them in some way, shape, or form before. Okay. So the house list is something that's more familiar to you. A prospect list is just, you're blowing into the wind. Well, the statistics indicate that a prospect list gets a response of about a little less than 5% if you send out mailings to a prospect list. The house list almost, or more than, I guess it's a little less than doubles that. So my message to you when it comes to does direct mail work is the question. Yes, it does. Everything works. Everything works. However, everything works less than you hope it would work. Everything works poorly, but everything does work. Whatever you try is going to work once or twice or 3 times. But my suggestion is to isolate, target your direct mail. The tighter you target, the tighter you send to people who you know who they are, you know what they like, they're males, they're females, they're single. The tighter you target that, the better your response. And it's been my experience that in the travel industry, in what you do as a living, you don't have a great deal of marketing dollars to waste. That's my observation. I could be wrong. So therefore, every dollar we spend under the umbrella of marketing has to be thought out. It has to be meticulously pinpointed towards a better result. So do I think direct mail is a good idea? I think it's a good idea if you keep it to maybe 20 to 30 to 40 people that you know who they are and you know what you want to say. Okay, that's my answer there. Direct mail, 5 to 9 times more responsive than digital direct mail. So in other words, the papers, this stuff is more effective than blowing it out through your computer, according to the statistics, 5 to 9 times more. So I'm suggesting that direct could be free. Digital could be free, and direct could cost you a couple of bucks. I don't know. The chances are of a better response would be to spend the bucks, but don't spend a lot of them. Here's another mistake marketers make: they send out 1,000 pieces of mail, and they decide it doesn't work. Well, here's the smart people: after you send out 50 or maybe 100 pieces of mail, you'll have some idea of if you're barking up the right tree or not. You don't need 1,000 to whack you in the head. 50 to 100 will open your eyes, okay? So don't kill yourself. And here is an interesting point. The letter size envelope is 15% more effective, okay? In other words, instead of a big envelope or what they call it, a stuffy envelope, the big envelopes, it looks like a letter envelope is still gives a pretty good response of 15%. Recall requires repetition. Okay, that's what I'm saying. That was me. MAM is me. See, you don't have the budget because the first time you send me a direct mail piece, if it doesn't ring true, nothing happens. So advertising is based on repetition. You see it on TV now all the time. You're bored, you hate it, but you're hearing it over and over again because that's the way it works to get into that brain. You don't have the money to have enough repetition for it to make sense, according to me. Now, 50% of salespeople, these are interesting statistics, 50% quit after one try. Makes sense. I tried something that didn't work, I'll try something else. 25% of salespeople, they quit after the second try. They try again, only 25%, and then they quit. So what that says is 75% of salespeople quit after 2 tries. 50 after 1, 25 after 2, total 75 after 2. All right. Here's the number you got to take to the bank. 80% of sales happen after the 5th contact. See, that's after the 5th contact. So if you equate that to direct mail, 1 mail piece, nothing. 2 mail pieces, nothing. It's going to take like 5 contacts in order for me to get your attention. That's why I personally like postcards, because it costs me less money. However, I do believe that the letter size envelope with a personal type letter to you, from me to you, Mr. Smith, about your organization, how's your wife, I think that's important, more effective. But as you can see, you're not seeing on the screen here 65%. You're not seeing 80%, 90%, 40%. You're not seeing 30%. You're seeing 4.9%, 9%. When you get a return, and these are just responses. This is not wallets. Keep that in mind. A response, hey, I'm interested, let's talk, doesn't mean I'm going to write you a check. So I guess I'm meandering on. I don't think, to most people, direct mail is the answer. However, that being said, take this one and listen to this very clearly. What I think does not matter one iota. What Stuart thinks doesn't matter one iota. Whatever an iota is, it doesn't matter. Okay. What is true in your mail piece, to your prospect list, to your offer, to your personality, to your pricing, to your timing, that's what matters. And there's only one person who's going to figure that one out. And I'm sorry to say this, folks, it's you. Okay. What I can just give you my opinion. You're the one spending the money on the postcards. Go find out. Just don't break the bank. Don't go out of business finding out. That's all. Do your research. Do some market research. Talk to people. Find out what they're looking for. So, hedge your bet, I guess, is what I'm saying. All right, let me see if I can go back here. Let's see. Can you talk a little bit about cruise nights? That came in from a question. And the question was, Mike, have you ever done one? And the answer is no, because I'm not a travel professional like you are. But in my inner circle, I have two people who do these cruise nights regularly. And both of these people who do these cruise nights for river cruises, why river cruises? Because there's a pretty nice commission going, connected with that. Why they do them is because, number one, they're successful. Number two, it's a topic that people want to listen to. They want to know more about the Danube, the Rhine, the Rhone, the Seine, the Douro. They want to know that. They want to know about Budapest, and they want to know about Vienna and Amsterdam, and they want to know all about these places. And Paris, I go on and on, Normandy. So the topic is there, and what you do is you just write a letter to, or you could send out an ad in a local community newspaper, I suppose, saying that Tuesday we're going to have a meeting, and I'm going to talk about river cruising. I'm going to the pluses and the minuses, the facts and the myths about river cruising. Please be my guest. And people who are interested come into this room. If they're not interested, they won't come. So you invite them into a room, and one of my agents, associates, my members, he found out a long time ago that Panera Bread, you know the restaurant, Panera Bread, they have a meeting room in the back of a lot of restaurants that they will give to you. Back then, I don't know if it's true today, they gave it to this guy if they bought some bread. They bought some sandwiches during that meeting. So they gave him the meeting space. So he invited people down to the Panera Bread restaurant, which is a safe location. And he had 30 chairs. And in the first time he did 30 chairs. The second time he had to have 2 meetings. He had one at 1 and one at 3. When he finished, he had to have 3 meetings, one at 1, one at 3, one at 5, because so many people came. And in every one of those meetings, he sold at least, according to him, I'm quoting him, at least 2 to 4 river cruises. Now in every meeting. And now he does it regularly. That's his marketing. He just he goes to meetings, writes letters to associations. Can I come and talk about my river cruising? I'm not going to sell anything. I'm going to educate you. And a river cruise is a $1,500 commission minimum. There's some good money in that. So we can't go into the details now. You can maybe talk to Stuart about how you do that. But river cruising why river cruising? Because it's a hot topic, and you get to talk to 30 faces at one time. And many of those faces will come up and say, well, Mike, river cruising is a little out of my budget, but I'm thinking of sending my grandchildren to Disneyland. Can you help me? Hey, yeah, sure, I'll be glad to help you. So things happen when you get people in a room. You get to showcase your personality, your body language, your face. You're welcome. You welcome these people. It's your party. They feel comfortable with you. You show them the sense of humor you have, and they bond. You can bond together in meetings like this. And it doesn't have to be cruise nights. It could be Alaska nights. It could be Antarctica nights. It could be women's safety while traveling nights. It could be judo. Get a women judo classes. You could do yoga. You could do anything you want. Just bring the people in. You're the ringleader. You meet them. You shake their hand. Selling is a contact sport. There you go. Does anyone still advertise in printed paper, or do they use digital newspaper? I think the answer is yes. Okay. Would I advertise in a printed paper? No, I wouldn't, because I don't think that a couple of things are interested. You know what I heard this morning? Another magazine went out of business. Another magazine today, I don't know if it was Women's Magazine. It was I can't think of it, but the subscription to this magazine went out of business today. 4 million people subscribe to this magazine, 4 million, and they're closing their doors. And the first thing that I thought of was, that's obvious. People don't like to read. They don't read anymore. People don't read anymore. So if they don't read anymore, if they don't even pick up a newspaper, how are they going to find your advertisement on page 27 this big? I don't know. I wouldn't do it. You do it. You test it. You find out if it works. I wouldn't do it. Digital newspapers, yeah, because it's easier. It's easier. It's faster. It's a roll of the dice. There's really not a lot to lose. So I say, go digital, but not an ad. I would try to put an article. I would try to put some value into it with my name at the bottom saying, if you want more, come and get it. Example, go to Travel Research Online and just put in my name, go, in the search box there. Every day I write an article for Travel Research Online, and on the bottom is my name and address and my call to action to come. If you read the article, you like it, come and talk to me. And I get agents coming back to me every day, and that's what I want to do. Rather than advertise Mike, I write an article and then on the bottom say, hey, there's more where this came from. Send me an email. Go to Travel Research Online, and Stuart also has columns in there, and see how it's done. Which social media do they get best results with? Well, I think my answer there, I'm not a social media guru by any stretch of the imagination, maybe quite the opposite, but I will say this: pick one. Pick one and work it. Don't pick Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and Pinterest and LinkedIn and Twitter. Did I say that maybe twice? You're not going to do all of that. Pick one and work it and contribute to it and add value to it. You'll get known as an expert, and then you can say, hey, listen, by the way, we're having a meeting next Tuesday about Antarctica. If you'd like to listen in, be my guest. So you can subtly share your service or your product. But the first part, as Nolan Burris always said, it's a social media. Be social. Don't be hawking your wares. Contribute. Say, it's been my experience. I found out this. My clients found out that. So don't do it to all of them. Pick one and see what happens until you decide to pick another one. Okay, so that is from the mailbag. And now, see if this works. I'm going to see if this works now. I'm going to go to the question box. Okay, let's see what Kay says. Do you follow up with a postcard even when they turned you down? I like that question. I like that question, Kay. And the answer is not right away. The answer is not right away because, I ask for things in the mail. I was shopping for a Kia. I still am. And I somehow got it on the internet, and all of a sudden, 55,000 emails came in from Kia salespeople throughout South Florida. Right? I'm just shopping. I'm not buying. I'm just shopping. I'm looking. I'm kicking the tires, and yet everybody was jumping on me. So I didn't really. I understood it. It's a professional follow-up, okay, but I don't want to do that. So if I don't want to buy a Kia today, it doesn't mean I don't want to buy one 6 months from now. So my answer to you, Kay, is that if they say no, I would put them in my B list or maybe even my C list. Put them. I'm not going to throw them away because people still travel. They just don't want me today. So I would massage my hot list, my A list, over and over and over again, and then every 4 months, once every 4 months isn't too much. Once every 4 months, I would drop them a postcard to remind them I'm still alive and still interested. So I would follow up, but I wouldn't follow up right away, Kay. I think that's the answer there. Karen, great idea. Love the ideas of Google. Okay, thank you, Karen, for that. And Mike, and what works one time may not work a second time. That is true. I mean, timing is everything, Mike. I mean, you know that, Michael. Timing is everything. What works today may not work tomorrow. But here's an interesting thing. When it does work, don't, like this magazine, 85 years. They were in business 85 years with 4 million subscribers. I think it's called Women's Day. I don't know. So check it out yourself. But they're out of business now. 4 million people. And the mistake we make is we have a customer and we think we own the customer. We don't own the customer. You don't own a customer. You have a customer and you have to earn that customer over and over again. So further on what Michael just said, the fact that it worked once, I don't put my guard down. I don't stop my research. I don't stop my homework. I don't stop my follow-up. I have to continue to work hard so there is another time. So don't get sloppy, I guess is what I'm trying to say. But you're right. Everything doesn't work. Things change. That's what makes this business fun. Cruise nights. Let's see. Cruise nights. I better luck with lunches rather than evening events. Okay, that's cool. As there are too many events in town at night, I like that. People don't show, but the lunches work better because they will RSVP. And I suppose you could either bring your own bag lunch or you could get a pizza and I'll bring the pizza, you bring the notepad, I'll bring the pizza, something like that. But okay, according to Karen, lunches are better than evenings. And I like that because at 4 o'clock you want to go to the gym and go home. That's what you want to do. Now, I might have confused a lot of people. A gym, for you who don't know, is a room that has exercise equipment in it that every once in a while you go and you exercise and you're better off for that. So that's what a gym is, if I lost you on that one. Let's see. Does he book right there at the meeting or do they book later? If somebody is interested, you book now, okay? When the iron's hot, folks, you go. It's an old salesman thing. When somebody buys something, you stop talking. Right? They bought it. You don't talk. A lot of salesmen talk themselves back out of the sale. If somebody wants to leave you a deposit on the night of the meeting, you take it. Even if you don't even have the paperwork, give me a check, I'll get back to you tomorrow. But get it moving, get the commitment moving, because we all know. And you know what it's called? I'll tell you, if you want to read a good book, go read Mel Robbins. She's a smart woman. Mel Robbins, the 5-second rule. And quickly, what the 5-second rule is, when you have an idea, hey, I want to go on that cruise, you book it now. You have 5 seconds to do something, because chances are, according to Mel Robbins, chances are if you don't do something immediately, it won't get done. And isn't that why you take a Royal Caribbean cruise and what do they have? They have a desk for the next cruise. They want action now. Not, oh, I'm going to take another cruise someday. No. You want to take another cruise? Book it right here. I'll give you $300 off on the liquor bill or whatever it is. They want it now. So that answers that question. Okay. Sadly, our Panera Bread doesn't have a meeting room. I was reading my notes from Andy Bailey. That's who Andy Bailey, Karen, that's right. Notes the other days. Too bad. But somebody does have a meeting room. Banks have. I was in the bank the other day. Not the other day, a couple of months ago down in Boynton Beach, Florida. And I'm walking into the teller and over on the side is a conference room. Now, maybe the bank would be interested as a customer service to provide a river cruise session to their customers. I also, in Boynton Beach, Florida, went into a not upscale, it was big, a big wine store, and they have meeting rooms in the back for wine tasting. So the rooms are there if you go out and you sleuth them out. I do advertising in the paper. Okay, good. You people you know what you're doing. I do advertise in the paper. It does work slowly. I've sold 2 Europe tours from there. So here's my only question. First of all, when you advertise, you are getting the benefit of visibility. So there's a value there. Okay, even if they don't buy anything, this company is alive and well and spreading the word. So that's good. Okay. Some of you may remember the old days. Because I'm old, of the yellow pages. And man, you didn't even have to, you had to be in there. I mean, you had to be in the yellow pages because everybody's in the yellow pages and you had to be in the yellow pages. So I would go to travel agents and say, do you have an ad in the yellow pages? And they said, yes. And I'd say, does it work? And they would say, yes. And I said, well, let me ask you a question. I said, how much does that ad cost? And I'm going to pick a number here. Let's say these are fictitious numbers. Let's say it's $100 a month. Okay, so $100 a month. You budget $1,200 a year to be in the yellow pages. Correct? Yes. How many sales have you made from that? Well, last year we made 3. Cool. What were they? Well, there was a cruise that I had a commission of $75. There was some other trip that I made $200, and there was something else that I made $300. So I said, okay, let me see if I got this straight. You paid $1,200 to make $600. Is that correct? And they said, yes. So what am I saying? Advertise, put some value in the visibility, but make sure that those advertising dollars could not be better spent elsewhere. Maybe the same dollars could rent a meeting room to host a cruise night, which would net $5,000. That's all I'm saying. Just think it through of where you want to spend your money. That's all. Thank you, Linda, for that. Okay, hold on. I'm going back here. Linda. Okay, Danny said yes. 1. Okay, these are okay, here's K. Do most papers you write an article for charge you for the article? I'm going to answer that personally. They pay me. Okay. Now, I'm doing a community service for them. Okay. And I've been paid, like now I have a contract with Travel Research Online to write a daily article, and I get compensated for that. One woman, one association, I wrote an article for, and I charged her $350 to write the article, and I got paid for that. So I get paid because I'm a professional writer. You're not. I wouldn't pay for my articles to go in, because when you do that, it's an ad. It's like an advertisement. You see these adversarial things. They're paid. They look like letters. They're paid to go in there. You want a community service to educate the readers. And if they assess you to pay, no, I'm not interested in paying. I want to help your community. I want to help the image of your magazine. Then you go find somebody else. That's what I would say. What CRM? Let's see. Claudine comes in with something. What CRM or email marketing software do you use? Okay. I use and am somewhat handcuffed to and love paying. I don't love paying the monthly bit, but I use oneshoppingcart.com. The number one, shoppingcart.com. And I pay about $85 a month for that. But it also is my store. Okay, it also takes my credit card money, send it to the bank. It's my system. Okay. However, I also use at times MailChimp, and MailChimp is free up to 2,000 people on your list. Now, if you don't have 2,000 people on your mailing list, you can use MailChimp, and that's free. So Google and look up MailChimp. That's one way. I used to use a service called aweber.com, which I really like, and I might think about going back to them, except I'm handcuffed to one shopping cart and all my history is on one shopping cart, and I don't want to rock that. And as you can see, I'm not a young chicken, so I'm not going to be around for 1,000 more years, so I'm just going to ride out one shopping cart. That's me. But I think that answers your question. I came in a bit late. Could you go over your suggestion for Googling your zip code to find? In the interest of time, I'll do that at the end, but I think this is a recording, so just go back through the recording and it'll go through the Google zip, how you do that very, very quickly. Put your zip code in, put the plus sign in, and then next to it, put clubs or meetings or associations or groups. There it is quickly, right? And you will see within your territory a bunch of people popping in. Lunches, I use high-class restaurants that has great appeal in town. So Karen uses a high-class, well-respected restaurant. Perceived value is really good. Sheila from AMA Waterways is her contact, her BDM down there in the Dallas area, does one of the best presentations anywhere. I get about a dozen customers to attend. That's beautiful. Now, speaking about a dozen, that's great, Karen. And Sheila, next time you see her, say Mike said hi. AMA Waterways just is my go-to river cruise company, but that's another story. The people are fantastic. I had an agent in my inner circle come up and said, Mike, I did a river cruise night and it was a disaster. I said, what happened? What happened? How can it be a disaster? Nothing's a disaster. Yeah, this one didn't work. I said, what happened? Well, I invited 50 people. I said, okay, how many came? 2. So I said, oh, okay, 2 people came, 2 good people came, they were interested, 2 people came. Out of those 2 people, how many people bought a river cruise? Oh, they both did. Come on, 100%. 2 river cruises, they might have had 3 cabins, $1,500 a person. You do the math. What are you whining about? Message, don't get caught up in the numbers. You don't need 50 people. If 0 out of 50 is 0, cost you a lot of pizza. 2 out of 2 is a home run. So don't get caught up in the numbers, folks. Get caught up in the quality of the people that you're initiating a relationship with. That's what's important. Karen has 12 people. That's beautiful. They're the right people. They're the right people. I don't want 100 of the wrong people. I want 12 of the right people. Beautiful. Okay, I like that. Linda says, our library will allow you to use their meeting room for free. I just don't know about selling it. I'm telling you now, they won't want you to sell, and you're not going to sell. You are going to provide education. That's all. And by providing education, you are going to present yourself as a go-to, reliable person with a sense of humor, with a personality. And then if they're interested, they will come to you. You're not selling to them. They will come to you. And you can say, well, listen, the library doesn't allow this kind of discussion. So let me have your phone number and I will call you tonight and we can pick it up from there. That's all you do. But libraries don't want people hawking their wares in the back room, but they are interested in education. So if your library will do that, I would say jump on it. First time, maybe uncomfortable. Second time, you'll like it. By the third time, you'll be in love with it. Public libraries also have public meeting rooms. Yes, they do, but be careful because public libraries also don't want a local travel agent selling cruises. They don't. But you convince them. And how do you convince them? Folks, talk is cheap. Talk is cheap. Salespeople have, quote unquote, the gift of gab. You go into your librarian and you start waxing eloquent. they don't hear a word you're saying. The best way to do that is write them a letter. Write them a letter with an introduction of who you are and your idea, and then follow up that letter with a phone call. Can I come in and talk to you? Okay, that's the way to do it. Why? People have a tendency, the word's tendency, to disbelieve what they hear, especially from salespeople, and they have a tendency to believe what they read. So if that's true, which I believe is true, write more stuff, because people will have a tendency to give it credibility. Talking it, they may discount it because the guy's got the gift of gab. Okay. Okay, thanks. We got a lot of thanks. If you were, hold on a second, I got Kate coming back. If you use a large bookstore, would your education be a destination as good as any? I mean, people. Well, I have another idea. Hold on. Or how would you present it without being a salesperson? You'd present it by being a geography person, like who you are. You know, does the Danube flow east or west? Does the Danube go through Paris? Does the Danube go down into Bulgaria? What side of the river is Bulgaria on? What side of the river is Romania on? Nobody knows that. Slovenia, where the heck is Slovenia? No one knows this stuff. The kids don't know this stuff. So I always had an idea. Go to your grammar schools under the geography umbrella and say, I would like to have a little session with the 5th graders, the 7th graders, the 9th graders, and tell them how the rivers of Europe used to be used for transportation and freight, and now have turned into a vacation paradise. And it'll take 20 minutes, and I'll have a nice picture, nice slides and everything, and I'll answer all the kids' questions, and we'll know where Romania is, and where Bulgaria is, and where Holland is, and where all these places are. And does Danube touch France? You know, all that stuff. Nobody knows. And then you have a handout, and the kids bring the handout home. And the kids hopefully have 1 or 2 parents who hopefully may be thinking about a river cruise someday. And he says, boy, this guy was really cool. He came in and showed us all this stuff. He had a good sense of humor, made us laugh. Let me see. Oh, that's the travel agent down the street. Bingo. And who knows? They might walk in your door. Who knows? You won't know. You won't know unless you do something like that. And marketing is so much fun because you don't know the right answer. There's no right answer. There's just things that you can try that might prove to be the right answer. And if you're wrong, join the club. Nobody's more wrong than I am, and nobody has more fun than I have, and nobody has eaten more regularly than I have. But a lot of failures, a lot of good ideas going south. Come on. But that we're in marketing. That's what happens. That's the name of the game. Don't get excited. Bookstore. Have the store bring out the books they have on their destination. So that's a great idea, Karen, that I'm going to talk about the lower Danube. So you bring out books from the bookshelves from Barnes and Noble, and you kind of showcase their books, and somebody might buy a book for the bookstore. Folders is a good example. Yep, folders, fieldings, and talk about how great these books are and how knowledgeable they are and how easy they are to read with the big pictures and the whole deal, the schematics. Okay, thanks for the ideas. All right. All right, well, holy cow, it's 10 minutes of, I hope, I hope Stuart won't be disappointed in what we did today, because I know it's a different ball game. But let me just, before another couple questions come up, it's so easy, folks. There's a postcard I put together. Now this one I'm not hawking this, but that's me, that could be you. There's your subject. There's a quote from a satisfied client. Here are your benefits. Here's your call to action. And here's your email, phone number, website right there. Easy to do. You get 500 of these for $20, and you can hand them out to people just as a calling card. Now, here was one I did for my annual cruise. This is a business card size. Business card size. So all that is a business card. I took the picture of, I don't know, what is it? The Anthem, who knows what it is? It's a Royal Caribbean ship. But on the back, I was promoting my cruise to Bermuda. Oh, that must be the Anthem. No, it's not the Anthem. But that was my cruise I just had, but I just promoted it through a business card that is easy to hand out to people. And there's the information on the back, the contact and the dates. So you do something like this, then you say, under here, you write think about it. You know, not just the boat picture. You just say think about it with an exclamation point. And on the back, you say we manage groups to Alaska, and then your information. Now, let me give you another little hint. I just said we manage groups to Alaska, I said, all right? That's totally different than we manage group cruises, okay? And I'll give you an example. It happened to me in my life. My wife was looking for granite for a kitchen down in Florida. And she came out of her doctor's office, and there was a guy wearing a T-shirt that said Delray Beach Granite, something like that, with a phone number on it. So, and he was carrying a piece of granite. So because my wife was interested in the topic at the time, she says, excuse me, do you do granite? And he says, yes, I do. Do you mind if I take your phone number down? And he says, no, by all means. Took the phone number down. And we ended up going down to his shop, meeting the guy, liking the woman behind the counter, liking him, and buying granite. We bought granite from this guy who wore a T-shirt around with his phone number on the back. And so, do T-shirts work? Yes. Does direct mail work? Yes. But back to T-shirts. Okay. So, if he had said on the back, we do kitchen remodeling, my wife would never have picked up that phone number. Her hot button was granite. Her hot button was granite. So what I'm telling you is when you advertise, we do honeymoons versus we do honeymoons to Europe, or we do honeymoons to Mexico, or we do honeymoons to South Carolina, whatever it is, that's more effective than we do honeymoons. Okay. So then you say to myself, well, Mike, that's kind of limiting. You know, that's kind of limiting because you do other things. Well, whatever your specialty is, zero in on that specialty and then put that on your advertisements. Not just we do cruises, we do family reunion cruises. That's what we do, right? Well, can you do single cruises? Yes, we can do single cruises too. But what we really do, we do family reunion cruises, but we can do single cruises. Yeah, I'd be happy to help you. So somebody says to me, so yeah, Mike, but you're going to, it works, but you're going to leave so much on the table. And then I said, instead of spending $1,000 in your newspaper ads, go buy 5 different T-shirts. One that says, we do river cruises on the Danube. One says, we do river cruises on the Seine. Do another T-shirt, we do river cruises to Holland. We do Tulip River cruises. We do Vienna River cruises. Zero it in. It will work. It'll be advertising. So if I had a small travel agency, I'd be wearing my advertisement everywhere I go. Why? Because it works, and it will work only when somebody hits their hot button. And you don't know whose hot button's out there. You don't know who's dying to take a river cruise. You don't know who's dying to take a family reunion. You don't know. So every day, 5 days a week, there's an opportunity out there that you're missing because nobody knows what you're doing. Nobody knows you're the guy, you're the gal. So think like that, have fun thinking like that, and some good things are going to happen. And then you get into the newspaper, someone will do an article about you, about some guy wearing his T-shirts all the time. He's got 15 T-shirts. What a character. Yeah, that's what you do. When you did it, hey, thanks, Danny. Make sure you tell Stuart that, okay? Because he's probably chafing at the bit up there saying, is this guy screwing up my database? Is he screwing up my membership? That's what he's saying. Who do you use to print your postcards? I used, oh boy, haven't printed one. What's that? I know the answer to that, Karen. I'm drawing a blank. But if you just do Google postcards, oh boy, being 70, it goes. Try it someday. You think you're squared away, it goes. I know my postcard the back of my hand, but Google postcards and you'll see a bunch of them and check it out. And I'm going to email you as soon as this thing's over because it's going to pop into my head as soon as we get off. And then Michael says, yes, I've done this with T-shirts. Hey, listen to this. This is coming right from the marketing place, not from me in the basement of my upstate New York office. This is coming right from the horse's mouth. Excuse me if I'm not a horse, I don't mean that. But yes, I've done this It works. That was from one of you guys talking out there about t-shirts. They work. They work to the hot button. They work. When something's on your mind, it's on your mind. Just wearing a nice shirt has my name on it, or wearing my badge opens up conversations for me all the time at every store I went to. So a shirt and a name badge or something like that, it works. It's free. There's no stress. People will come to you. They will come to you, and it works. And it's fun when it works. And Linda says, this has been great. Lots of good ideas. Linda, tell Stuart Cohen, okay? You got to tell Stuart because he thinks I'm screwing this thing up today. He's a nervous wreck. No, it's not Vistaprint, but that's as good as any, Karen. No, I'm gonna send you the answer in a minute. And if anybody wants to know the postcard that I'm drawing a blank on, send me an email at mike@mikemarchev.com, and I'll tell you exactly who I'm talking about. Hey, Danny says I sold 2 cabins in one shot wearing a Royal Caribbean shirt. Okay, there you go. Do you do cruises? Yeah, I do cruises. Give me 2 cabins. Bye. Right, sign here. Give me your credit card. Got to go. Bye-bye. That's how it works. And it's fun. And here's the funny thing. It's like golf. After you hit a good shot, you want to play more golf. So after you have a couple of successes, you want to market more. You want to have more fun because being successful is fun. Trying things that work is fun. So you want to do more of it. And the ball starts rolling. And remember this, folks. I don't want to overdo my stay here. Remember this, that you are a magnet. You're a magnet, and you have the power to either repel people or attract people. That's you. You have the power to do that. You can repel them or attract. And someone who's moaning and groaning and whining, they don't want anything to do with you. You're in the best industry in the world. The travel industry is fantastic. It's good stuff. It's boats, it's cruises, it's Antarctic, it's Disney, it's all kinds of stuff. It's good stuff. The fact that a person doesn't want to do business with you today, that's not your problem. That's their problem. I got to go find somebody I can help. This is a great gig I'm in. And your face, your body, if you're 5 foot tall, walk 5 foot tall. If you're 6'3", walk 6'3". People are going to judge you by your body language. You're wearing a good gig. You put that shirt on and you wear it proudly, and people are going to come up to you and you're going to sell stuff. Okay, and here's Kay says, enjoy Stuart's webinar, so I'm sure he will be pleased. Good, thanks, Kay. Let him know. Karen, thank you so much. You're my toughest critic, Karen, because you've known me for 1,000 years. So I was really trying to put my best foot forward today. Folks, I enjoy what I do. I enjoy sharing my information with good, hardworking people like you, honest people like you. And that's what you do. You'll enjoy what you do, and you enjoy going out and sharing your information, sharing your enthusiasm, sharing your passion with people who are interested in dealing with you. Not everybody is on this call today. I don't have 55,000 people here, but the people who came are the people who are interested and who wanted to come. And that's when you stage your meetings. The people who want to come will come, and they'll want to hear, and they'll want to learn, and they'll want to laugh, and they'll want to think, and they'll want to do what it is that you're so enthusiastic about. I mean, it works. Not to be false. Don't be over enthusiastic. Don't be a clown, and don't be, there's such a thing as over enthusiasm. I hope I haven't gone over that line today. But there is such a thing as, come on, give me a break. Calm down, big guy. But you are in business to help people and to feed your family. And to me, there's nothing better. And if you can do that and enjoy yourself while doing that, there's the big 3. You enjoy it, you help, and you eat regularly. I love it. So, if you have time, shoot Stuart a message saying, I didn't screw things up. I think this recording, if it's going to work, this session, it says it is being recorded. I hope it works. I had fun. I hope you had fun. Hope I addressed some of your concerns. And I will talk to you somewhere, someplace, sometime down the road. Thanks. Bye for now.